Joe,
Thank you.
Naked Joe, who has a jackdaw perched on his arm, and Good Hope, who is likewise carrying a crow. They are accompanied by two slaves carrying their baggage in a variety of baskets, pots, and pans.
What was that? Straight on, over by that tree.
Oh, damn you. This one keeps croaking. Go back.
You stupid idiot. What's the point of wandering about, up and down, backwards and forwards on this wild goose chase? It's hopeless.
I must be an idiot letting a crow persuade me to go trudging around in circles, mile after mile.
Then I'm a moron, letting a jackdaw persuade me to go around wearing my toenails away to nothing.
I wonder where on earth we are. Do you think we could find our way back to the country from here?
I don't even think Ex-Cistides could do that.
Oh, hell.
You can go there if you want, but don't expect me to follow.
That bird-bartering bastard at the market, it's all his fault. Flaming Philocrates, the filthy fraudster. He swore these birds would lead us to Tereus, the hopu bird who turned from flesh to fowl. 1 obol for that jerk of a jackdaw there, and 3 for this clueless crow, and all that we found so far is peck marks on our fingers. What are you gawking at? You're leading us right over those rocks, and there's no sign of any road over there.
Nothing, by Zeus. There's no way through there.
This crow's trying to tell us the way, and he's definitely croaking on about something, by Zeus.
What's he saying about the way?
Oh, he's telling me the way he likes to nip my fingers.
Look at us. What a pair of idiots. All we want to do is get that bird. We can't even do that. Yes, gentlemen, I'm sick as a parrot. We both are. But not sick like Sackus. He's not a native, though he'd love to be. No, we're true citizens, born and bred, honored members of both tribe and clan, but we want to be free as the birds, so we've upped and flown our country's coop. It's not that we hate our city, not at all. It's a magnificent land where all are free to come to court and pay their fines. Take the cricket. For 1 month, maybe 2, he sits up in a fig tree and chirps out his song, whereas your average Athenian wastes a lifetime sitting in court chirping on and on and on. That's why we're on this journey, kitted out with all these pots and baskets and myrtle boughs. We're in search of a land free from hustle and bustle, where a man can just settle down and rest. So our expedition is in search of Tereus, the hopu. With all the flying he's done, he'll know where to find such a city.
Hey, look!
What is it?
Look at my crow!
My jackdaw is staring up at something as well. It looks like he's pointing up to the sky. There must be birds around here. Let's make some noise to see if we can get them to show themselves.
Try giving that rock a big kick with your foot.
Why don't you bang on it with your empty head? It'll make a lot more noise.
I know. Pick up a stone and knock it off the cliff.
All right.
What are you doing? Don't... Oh.
Boy.
What are you doing? Don't go calling the old bird boy. You should summon him by calling Hoopo!
Cooey, hoopoo, here, hoopoo, 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 yoo-hoo, hoopoo.
Who are you to yoo-hoo the ho-ho?
Apollo, look at us. Look at the pecker on this bloke.
No, goodness, Robert.
Hang on. That's not a very nice thing to say.
I have nothing to say to you, men.
But, we're not men.
Well, whatever are you then?
I'm a yellow-streaked dribbler, a Libyan species.
There's no such bird.
Hey, if you don't believe me, take a look at my feet.
And you, what species of bird are you?
I'm a brown rump turd dropper from Fardia.
What about you, then? What in the name of the gods are you?
Isn't obvious? I'm a secretary bird.
You mean you're the bottom of the pecking order?
No, not really. When my master got his wings, I signed off for the feathers too, so I could stay on, attending to his needs. I'm Popo personal assistant.
We know what kind of personal assistance you give, mate.
Well, he was a man once. He still has certain long mans. He fancied a little bit of fish to nibble. I run down to Flaring to get him a nice dish. When he wants to lick up some soup, I run and grab a couple of big jugs so I could dip his ladle.
Oh, I see. You're a swift. Well, why don't you run inside and get your master and be swift about it?
No. He's taking a nap after lunch on Myrtle and Nine.
So go wake him up.
All right, just for you. I'll wake him up. I'll warn you. He's not going to be very happy about it.
Oh, good riddance. Scared me half to death, the bastard.
Bastard, he scared my jackdaw away.
You mean you got scared and dropped your load?
Where's your crow then? You relieved yourself of it, didn't you?
I certainly did not.
Well, where is it then?
It pissed off.
I'm relieved to hear of your bravery, my friend.
Unbar the hedge ground, I am coming out.
Heracles, what kind of creature is that? Just look at his plumage and that great triple crest.
And you are?
Gods! It must have taken all 12 Olympians to have done that to you.
I do hope you are not ridiculing my plumage. Remember, strangers, I was once a man.
We're not laughing at you.
What then?
It's that beak. It looks ridiculous.
You can blame that damned playwright Aristophanes. He did this to me in that dreadful tragedy of his Teresus.
So you're Tereus. Are you really a bird, or do you just strut like a peacock?
I am indeed a bird.
Well, what happened to all your feathers then?
They fell out.
Have you been unwell?
Don't be absurd. Everyone knows that birds molt in the winter. Come spring, they will all be back. Now then, who exactly are you?
We're humans.
And where are you from?
From the land of beautiful battleships.
You're not jurors, are you?
No, not at all. In fact, you might call us juryphobes.
I didn't think they had that species in that particular region.
Oh, there's a few out in the country. They're very rare.
Why have you come here, gentlemen?
We wanted to get together with you.
Whatever for.
Because once you were human just like us. Because you were plagued by debts just like us. Because you hated paying them just like us. But then you turned from man to bird and winged it over land and sea. A bird's eye view, you might say. I mean, you walked on the wild side. We thought that you might be able to help us. That in all your flying about, you may have come across a nice, soft, and woolly city where two tired men can snuggle up and live peacefully and tranquilly.
So you're seeking a place greater than Athens.
No, not greater, softer. A city tailor-made just for us.
Perhaps you were looking for aristocracy.
No, thank you. I've had enough of those farty windbags.
Well, what kind of city do you want to live in?
A place where the worst thing that could possibly happen would be to wake up in the morning and to find all my mates crowding round my door with party invitations saying, "By Zeus, get up and washed and dressed, give the kids a bath, we're having a wedding feast, no excuses. And you better make sure you turn up, otherwise we won't be around to help you when you're in a fix."
By Zeus, I can see you know all about suffering. And what about you?
Oh, I'm after the same kind of thing.
Such as?
A place where the father of some pretty young boy would come up to me and complain, saying, "Hey, Twinkle Toes, that's no way to treat my son. He told me that you bumped him outside the gym and you never tried to give him a little kiss or a cuddle. And what's more, you didn't even bounce his balls. And you call yourself a friend of the family?"
Oh dear, you really do love trouble, don't you? I think I know just the place, a lovely little Arabian resort on the Red Sea.
Good gods, no. Nowhere near the sea. I don't want an Athenian battleship like the Salamina turning up one morning carrying a cargo of court summonses. Is there a city in Greece you could recommend?
What about the city of Prius in Elis?
Ugh, sounds a bit infectious to me. I'd never be able to forget Melanthius and his acne. Makes me itchy just thinking about it.
You could settle down with the Opunti in Locris.
Opuntius? That one-eyed, big-beaked swindler? You couldn't pay me to live with him.
Yeah, so what's it like living with the birds then? You know all about that.
Oh, it's not bad at all. For a start, birds don't need money.
I suppose you just put that in your bill?
We just swan around nibbling on sesame seeds, myrtle berries, poppy seeds, and mint.
What a life, like being on an everlasting honeymoon.
That's it! I've got it! What a brilliant idea! The power you could hold. If only I could persuade the birds to do it.
Make me do what?
Well, for starters, I would make you take some advice. I mean, stop flapping around with your beaks open. Look at you. Everyone thinks that birds are stupid. Back in Athens, birds aren't worth a hoot. If we see someone running about like a headless chicken, we call him a bird brain, a cock-up, or a Teleus the flighty.
By Dionysus, you are quite right. But what would you have us do?
found your own city.
Found the city, the birds.
You really are a bird of ill omen, aren't you, Hopu? Look down there.
I'm looking,
Now look up there.
looking.
Look about and crane your neck.
I just hope I don't do myself an injury twisting around like this.
Well, what do you see?
Clouds and a great deal of sky.
Exactly. That's the pole of the birds.
What do you mean, pole?
It's quite simply the place of polarity, and everything passes through it, hence, it's called a pole. The pole needs a policy, so colonize it, build walls, police the pole, and the pole becomes a polis, the polarized polity. Instead of grubs and grasshoppers, you'll master all mankind, and if the gods kick up a fuss, you can starve them out with your very own Melian siege.
How?
Because you will inhabit the space between heaven and earth. Look, if I wanted to go from Athens to Delphi, I would have to pay the Boeotians to cross their territory. Now, when mortals sacrifice to the gods, the smoky saber has to pass through your territory in order to reach up to the heavens. If the gods refuse to pay tribute, then you just stop the smoke and starve them out. Do you get it?
Oh, I just love it. By all the nets, traps, and snares of this good earth, I've never heard such an exquisitely clever idea. Let us build this city of birds together. That is, if the other birds agree, of course.
But who will put it to them?
You will. Don't worry. I've taught them to speak. They used to twitter away like birds, but not anymore.
How are you going to call them together?
Simple. I'll just quickly slip in the bush and rouse my lovely little nightingale. They'll all come flocking when they hear our bird call.
My dear Hopu, what an excellent idea. Quickly pop in the bush and get your wife. I can't wait to see the nightingale aroused.
12 minutes.